Arnoldo. How was your day?
My day is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, cool. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this interview.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about your experiences living in New York. And just because I thought that was very interesting about you. So let me ask you the first question.
Okay.
What was your favorite memories like growing up in New York?
My favorite memories, I would say, so I'm gonna start off when I was a kid. I had a couple. So I remember the first time I was scared. I was in my mom's room and my cousin lived with us. So we were in the room and we were fighting for some reason, I forgot. But I remember he had like a toy bus and he was like pump faking, like trying to throw it to me, and I was scared. I was like, because I didn't want to get hit. It was a pretty, like looking back at it, it's pretty interesting, because like fear, it sticks with you, I guess. I'm not traumatized by it, but you could feel like adrenaline kind of, yeah. And then I have another memory. It's really in my head, ingrained in my head. Is when the first time I felt empathy. I was in elementary school, right? We were going up these stairs, and this guy, I forgot his name, but he was from Indonesia, I think. And they were making fun of him, and they were like making fun of him, right? And for some reason, I felt bad. I don't know why I felt bad, but I just did. Like, I didn't know him. I never really spoke to him, but I felt bad because they were making fun of him. And I wanted to do something, but I didn't really do anything. I just said, "Hey, man, are you okay?" And I think he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Oh, And then looking back at it, it's pretty cool. Feeling empathy makes me feel human. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that story. What was your transition from New York to Utah?
How was it like?
Yeah.
It was at first it was pretty difficult. So, because in New York, I grew up in a city where there's like a lot of people together, melting pot. I lived in Queens, and it was like, I'm Hispanic, and my parents are from Guatemala, and I have roots from Guatemala too. So living there was like, I still lived in the Latin American country kind of, because everywhere around me was Latin stores, cuisines, And then when I came here, it was different. I wasn't used to being like around white people, like, I'm gonna be honest, because every time I went to New York, white people were on the subway when I went to Manhattan, when I took the 7 train to towards Manhattan. And I don't know, I felt so weird, like looking at them, being with them. As a kid, I was like 9, 8, 10, around that time. And then when I came here, it was white people right here, and I was like, it was something new, a new experience. It shouldn't be a new experience, but it was. And then something really cool was my first crush, my first white girl crush. I remember that, but it never worked out. Like, I built up the confidence to talk to her, but she never liked me, I guess. She didn't like me. I texted her, she was dry, and then I wanted her, so I kept texting her. And it got to a point where, she just stopped responding. I was like, oh. But, yeah. And, I also remember, because here, like in New York, the stop signs change automatically, to walk. But here, you had to press the button, where I live in Murray. And so I was there, I was walking, and then I got to a intersection. And then I didn't know you had to press the button, so the crosswalk was not changing to walk. So I was kind of confused, and someone else came and pressed it, and then it changed. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, cool. But I'd like to build off from that. In Utah, was it like a crazy switch off when you first lived here? And did you see anything new?
Oh, definitely. The mountains, the nature, because in New York, I was just surrounded by buildings. And honestly, I wasn't in a bad area, but I wasn't in a good area. I was just in a mediocre area, because before that I used to live in a bad area. So that's why we moved, because something happened, something happened. So we moved to a better area. And yeah, it was different, because I used to live where the subway was. So every morning I used to hear the train, and I got used to it after a while. But coming here was more peaceful, it was quiet, it was calm. Yeah, and I lived in front of the mountains. My house was facing the mountains, so it was really an amazing experience. But I moved from that house, and then that last month I moved to that house. I never really valued that mountain in front of me. So now that I moved there, I was I should have valued it more. I should have sat down and just enjoyed the view more.
Do you like hiking?
I do like hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell some more about that.
So okay. So honestly, like, I don't know any names of the mountains or the canyons I go to because my friends take me and they tell me, but I forget a lot. So I only know like the mountain you went to or something like that. Little Conway Canyon because I live by there and I pass it. And yeah, like the first time I went hiking was it was a camping trip. It was like 2 years ago in October. And my friend took me. He was like, "Hey, you want to go camping?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything. I'm down for anything." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." So I put on my coat, my jacket. I just layered up, but I didn't bring enough socks. So it was nighttime. We couldn't get the fire started because the firewood was wet. So we were just looking out for. We went to go look for firewood, and then there was like a little creek, and it was dark. I didn't have a flashlight, and I fell like in the creek. But my shoes were waterproof because I had Tim's on, but my socks weren't. So it really sucked because it was super cold. So when I went to sleep, my pants were wet, so I had to take off my pants to go to sleep. And I have a picture, but I'm not gonna pull it up. They took a picture of me. But yeah, I took it off, but man, I never felt so cold in my life. Like I literally was freezing. I curled up in the ball. I was like, it was super cold. And then I was like, might as well just put my pants back on, get some protection going on. And I wanted to like tap on my friend to like no homo, but like cuddle with me, cause he even told me you should have done it, but it felt kind of weird. I don't know. And I wanted to just put on my pants and just thug it out, I guess. And then I made it through the next day. I fell asleep. And then we went hiking. We went on a hike. It wasn't an official trail, but he likes to just climb things. And so we went up, and he took us to this one rock. I don't even know where. To the top, I guess. Or it was close to the top. And I felt death because I showed him already. And there was a picture where it's literally like this. And I'm standing right here on some like rocks that are protruding out the side. And I really did feel like I was gonna die that day. I'm not even joking. And because I have Tim's on, my shoes were thick. So you could just, it's thick. So it was, man. I reflected on my life. I actually did reflect on my life. But thankfully, we made it down. And in my head, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I will hike, but I'm not going to climb up things that look scary.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are some things you miss about New York?
I really miss the food and my friends. The food. Because everything here where I live is low-key kind of far. You have to drive. So, because the Walmart where I live is like a 5-minute drive, but it's like 30 minutes walking. And, but in New York, everything is closed. Like, I remember here, and you don't know where it is, but right here in front of my house, on the corner, there was like a little supermarket. It wasn't a deli, but it was a supermarket. And over here was my favorite pizzeria. Coming back from middle school, I just always used to grab a slice. Like $1, and then inflation hit, it was $1.50 with the Snapple, with the glass Snapples. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I remember it. Glass Snapples with baked pizza. It's pretty good. And then my friends, like I grew up in the church, and my friends, I have this friend named Mario, and he basically grew up with me. He's 5 days older than me. So yeah, me and him are still in touch. I still have other friends too, so I go back to visit them. And it really does suck, because when I take videos, I like to take videos a lot and pictures. I look back, like late at night when I can't sleep, I just look at my phone, look through pictures, and start reminiscing, and I value them a lot. So, but we never really, because we were young, we can never really go out by ourselves. So the only place we hung out was at church. We have so many memories at church that's a whole different topic. But yeah, I really enjoy those memories, like, because my friend Mario, he gave me like a scar right here. He threw a bottle at my head. I have a lot of scars. I have a scar right here. I have scars here. I have scars here. I have scars everywhere because I hurt a lot. But yeah, I miss my friends, and so every time I go back, I enjoy. I try to, make the most out of it.
Right.
Talk to them.
How do you think you would be if you stayed in New York? If you continued to stay in New York instead of Utah?
That's a really interesting topic, because I think about it a lot. I don't know if you know about the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And so, I do this instead of that, then different outcome. So if I would have stayed in New York, I have theories, because I started high school in New York, and I remember the first day, some guy, I don't know him, he just, I don't know, just punched me in my gut, or my stomach, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, somewhere in my stomach. And my first reaction was like, yo, like what? Like why did he do that? I didn't do nothing because I heard that he was in a gang or something like that. And, you know, like I'm not trying to get killed over nothing. So then this other guy, he was like, hey man, you shouldn't let him do that to you. Like if you want, I could protect you. And I was like, what do you mean protect me? Like why do you have to protect me? I knew he was in a gang, but he explained it to me like, oh, he's in a gang, blah blah blah. So he was like, if you want, you can join my gang. And I was like, your gang? I don't even remember the name, but if I would have stayed there, I probably would have joined just because I was scared of other people. You know what I mean? But I didn't. Thankfully, I didn't join because
Shoot, my bad. Yeah, keep going.
Because before I was gonna move to Utah, I had a month to go because everything was getting ready. So I had a month. So that first week that happened, and the second week, everything was chill. But and then I started going to school because I was like, I told my mom, it's like we're gonna move. Why should I go to school? She was like, you should go to school because it's really important. That's the only thing she said. And I was like, I went to school, but I don't remember nothing from it because I don't know where my mind was at. But I do think about it a lot because my friends, I see like their Instagram stories and what they tell me. They're different, you know, in a good way. You know, they grew up. They have their own thoughts now, their own feelings, I guess. And I wonder what it would be like if I stayed there. Would we have been closer? Would we have been closer, or not? You know, because sometimes you think something and it doesn't happen. Like you plan something out, it doesn't happen. But I don't know. Yeah, because I have different thoughts now. You know, I dress differently than I would have dressed over there. Food, maybe, girlfriends. You know, accidents that happened here that could have happened, not happened over there.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Yeah.
Sweet. Is there anything you look forward to in Utah as you continue to live here?
I do. Since I started college, my college experience, first person I found to go to college.
Yeah.
You know, something amazing. I graduated high school here. I had my first girlfriend here. I had my many first things here a lot too. So, yeah, I remember about my first girlfriend. The week before I talked to her, in my head I was like, am I ever gonna have a girlfriend, you know? And then that happened. I was like, oh, it's a whole different world when you do something with your girlfriend. It was like a mind-blowing experience for me. I can't even lie. But yeah, then about the college, like right now I'm studying to be in architecture, right? So I'm grateful I have the opportunity to study here because, like I'm saying, if I would have stayed in New York, I don't know what I would have studied. Because I always had the dream to become a aviation pilot. But I came here, you know, different thoughts, different mentality, so I switched my major. So right now, that's what I'm doing, architecture. I love it. Like before that, I didn't know how to draw. Like I in my head, I was like, I don't know how to draw. Then I went to Guatemala to go visit my family, and my cousin asked me, what are you gonna do for your major? I was like, oh, architecture. He asked me, do you know how to draw? I was like, you have to draw in architecture? Like, I didn't know. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into? Because I already switched it. So I was pretty nervous in my first day of class. I was seeing beautiful artwork, you know, of buildings. And I was like, man, I don't know if I could do that. You know, I was doubting myself. And then the first project came. I did it, and I was like amazed with myself. I was like, I didn't know I could do that, you know. And then I would say like I gotten better. Like it's not the best, but I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be honest, because you know I'm gonna work on my craft, and I have faith that I'm gonna be good.
Sweet. All right, I think those are all the questions I have for you. But thank you for your time. Thank you for doing this, and hope to do it again maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you.